week 9 anime spring tier list. Right now it's the 31st, and we're gonna rank the best anime currently airing or in spring. So first up, we have Wistoria. Now, I actually like this latest episode, right? We got to see the new witch, right? Who is gonna take Will and Julius as subordinates. We saw like Julius's backstory, which I'm gonna be honest, I can't take it seriously. So essentially, he's like this super edgy, mean person because when he was little, his maid married someone else, and ever since then he's like, all right, no more nice guy Julius,
I'm gonna be mean.
And in fact, deep down, he's just a tsundere who's kind. I can't take that seriously. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, okay, to be fair, Will and Julius's dynamics are fun. They're funny. I like them. They're interesting. But Julius's backstory, I can't take it seriously. Also, for Karut's, like, I was a little disappointed. I was kind of interested, right, in him essentially wanting to use the masses, right? Instead of relying on a few notable individuals to fight against the celestial hosts, whatever they're called. He is gonna, arm all the masses, and he's like a scientist and all of that. But him wanting to dissect Will because Whis is kind of like, it was just a little edgy. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this entire scene was a little edgy. I was kind of disappointed in his goal. Like, really dissecting Will? That's why? I thought he was gonna be more than that. Like, he just turned out to be like the classic like evil scientist. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. Besides for that, pluses, yeah, Will, Julius is dynamic, funny, right? The humor, it's decent, right? Production, always absolutely fucking insane. The production is crazy. Will is enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, where did we put it last time? Last time we put it in decent or good. We put in good. I don't know. Maybe it falls to decent. I don't know. Like, I feel like I've been too nice with a lot of these anime, right? Is Wistoria season 2 better than season 1? I haven't started season 2 yet. I think season 1's better. Move it up a tier for the new witch. Why? What? Because you guys are gooners? You guys are gooning over a new witch already? I think it has to be the play. No, let's put it decent for now. Next up. Not low decent. No way low decent. I think it's not close to mid. It's for sure not close to mid. High decent or low good, but high decent. Okay, anyways, next up, Nippon Sengoku. Peak Goku. This shit is absolutely amazing. Oh my god, like the tactical strategist Hayes sacrifice, right, to keep Oga in the position of power, to stop the seeds of doubt spreading in her forces was absolutely fantastic. To be honest, Nippon does really well with making you care about these side characters. We've been, how many episodes has it been since like Misumi was like a main focus? It's been like 3 or 4 episodes since like the main character, or since we've seen like the main character really as a focal point of the episodes. And we are still getting bangers after bangers after bangers. Oh my god. Like, Nippon, I'm surprised that no one is talking about it. Like, it is so well written. Its art style is super unique. Its OSTs are always bangers. The characters are all amazing. It's unpredictable. You don't know what was gonna happen. There was no way I could have guessed that was his plan. And seeing the emotional stress, like, of Kaku, right, with seeing Royman, and seeing the emotional stress of the other side, of Sei's side, seeing their father, right, they essentially sacrifice themselves. And then Oga, right, realizing that, like, it's showing the true weight of being a leader, which is something, it shows the true weight of leading a country, which, I don't know if I can say that about another anime, right? Obviously, they're completely different genres, but still, like, it's night and day. Like, it's crazy. Like, I love Nippon Sengoku. It's so well written. It's so entertaining. Everything. Come on, bro. Leave Tensura. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Tensura? I never brought up Tensura. You guys are bringing that up, not me. But I'm just saying, like, see the difference in, like, leading a country, right? I mean, again, there are different worlds, right? Completely different genres, completely different, audiences, completely, but, it's still, like, there, it shows a difference. Like, one, like, all the characters are taking agency of themselves within Nippon Sengoku. Like, every decision has real weight. They're not really just relying on others. Even, like, Oga's retreat in the last episode, not this episode, but last episode, had a real weight to it. Sure, no one died, but it resulted in, like, the dissemination of the seeds of doubts within her empire. And to quell that, her right-hand man had to die. And, like, the emotional impact of that on everyone was crazy. So, I don't know. I just love Nippon Sengoku. And, comparing it to other series is just... Can't do it because that's how good it is. Anyways, Peak. Does anyone disagree with Peak? Like, it's a top 2. It's top 2 this week for sure, easily top 2. That's how amazing it is. Tensura catching strays. My opinion, Tensura is potential man of isekai. It's not even potential man of isekai. I think its potential has been wasted already. If Nippon was written by Tensura author, they'd just have to release their aura and all 3 nations would fold. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't know why we're slandering Tensura. Like, why are we slandering Tensura, guys? I like Tensura. Tensura's peak. But only hate Tensura because it's more mainstream than LTM ReZero. You see, this is like the argument that Tensura fans use. They're always like, but Tensura is so popular. Like, all their go-tos are because our Tensura being popular. That's it. That's the only thing they can bring up. Whether it's like writing. When I criticize the writing, they're like,
you're just mad that Tensura is popular,
right? Tensura can't be bad because it's so popular. Look at the numbers. Like, all the criticism always goes to the numbers. That's it. That's it. You guys like just love it. You guys just love eating the slop. Anyways, let's get back on track. Next up, Demons of the Shadow Realm. I mean, this latest episode was pretty interesting. It was kind of slow in the beginning, but then the end, right? The end when these two demons showed up was like a fucking full 180. Like, we had like a slow beginning, which, I mean, of course, we had some backstory, right? Like, you know, thinking about, you know, the Higashi village and if they're really the ones who sent stuff after Yoru in the past. That was interesting. And then seeing Yoru's reaction to modern world, like trains, modern world, just things in general was cool. And then seeing the Kagamori clan essentially bring in two of the mercenaries into them. You know, in other anime, there might not be any strings attached, right? There might not be like any ulterior motives. Maybe they just, like in other anime like Tensura, they would just join because like, you know, the main characters are nice. But in this, we see that the Kagamori clan leader actually is planning to use them as cannon fodder. So I think this was a pretty good. It was pretty good, I think, right? And this last portion was really interesting. I really wonder how the fight between left, right, and then these two guys will go. And it was scary. It was sudden too. It was sudden. Like, we didn't expect that guy to get beheaded like that fast. That shit was crazy. We put it great last time. Is it still great? Is it still great, or is it high good? There's no way it's decent. Great's decent. Really? Why don't you guys like it? I don't think there's any issue with it except it being somewhat slow. Mid decent? What? Like, the characters are good, the art, like the animation is good, the mysteries are good, everything is good, like, or like even great. The OSTs are great, the world building is interesting. I feel like Demons dropped off this episode, or maybe I didn't like where the story is going. It's just meh. I mean, I don't think it's as good as, like, you know, the interactions between Yoru and Asa that we saw, and like Asa's backstory, all of that, but no way it's decent. No way it's decent. I definitely think it's good. It has to be at least high good. It would be better if there was a lord behind those mysteries. Okay. Ban him, get him out. Get him out. Anyways, I don't think it should be decent. There's definitely high good, at least. It's a drop off from the previous episodes for sure, but it's more because it's, you know, we're transitioning into a different arc, I would say. Right? But yeah, it's gonna be a long journey. And I'm excited, and all the characters are likable. All the mysteries are good. Anyways, next up, Needy Girl Overdose. Needy Girl Overdose suffers from the same thing. It's just like complexity maxing, but it is still pretty interesting, right? We're seeing, we saw the fight between Kache and like their point of views, like where, you know, both of them are very mentally ill, but in their screaming and their fight, we were able to see how they viewed each other, right? Kache is essentially taking the point of view of the average person who conforms to society, and she is showing her jealousy, right? She's telling Michika of her jealousy of seeing someone who's able and willing to break free of the conformity, right? And we're able to see her side, her perspective. Then we also see Michika's perspective of how she views the rest of the people who just conform and watch and hate and all of that, despite also being envious of her. So that was kind of interesting. We also see, you know, the Karamazov group come and help them out, and they're gonna get what do you call it? They're gonna stop doing drugs. Or Michika's gonna stop doing drugs, and they're gonna go to a psychiatrist. That was cool. Or not cool, but that was interesting, I guess. So they're working through their problems, which is nice. Also, this scene about Lollipop essentially not betraying, but she's not willing to go on the road to fame because she wants to stay together with Karamazov. Like, I was kind of confused about this scene, and like Ame was like essentially like, you're a bit, you know, you're a traitor. What, is she gonna stay with the Karamazov group and they're gonna like work together to take down K Angel? So, but not on the terms of K Angel, right? They're not gonna go down K Angel's path of what, self-isolationism, or like letting go of their mortal shackles to ascend. Kind of interesting. I'm kind of interested to see where this battle will go, right? This last portion was also very artistically interesting. I think animation wise, all of that wise, Needy Girl is very, very unique in how it like conveys its story. It can be overly vague at times. The characters are also kind of edgy and over the top, but that's kind of the artistic style it takes, right? That's the point of it. So I don't really see that as like a negative, right, for me, like writing wise. And I've never been bored once while watching it. I've been confused for sure, but I've never been bored. All the characters are interesting. I think my favorite K Angel, followed by Kache, then Michika, then Nechika, and then Lollipop is the last. But I don't know, good. I think just high good or good. It's just somewhere in there. It's just a solid anime. I don't think it's gonna really get, maybe it'll get to great eventually. Maybe in their battle against K Angel, right? Maybe, but I don't know. I still like, it has a hard time conveying its message in a clear way, right? And you're like, a lot of times you're just kind of like left guessing what it's trying to tell you. Maybe that's the point. But then again, then is it just trying to complexity and Baymax for the sake of it? I don't know. I'll leave it below demons. I'm convinced he's just angry because it has more sales than LTM. If he dislikes it so much, he can drop the show and stop talking about it. You see, this is like the this is the thing that Tensura fans do, right? If you don't like a portion of this show, they just tell you to drop it, because in their eyes, you can't criticize a show whatsoever. You have to like a show 100%, right? I like season 1 of Tensura. I like season 2 of Tensura. I like the later arcs, like the Eastern Empire arc, the Tenma War. That stuff was interesting. But there are very big glaring issues with Tensura, right? But Tensura fans are so smooth brain that, like, to them, you have to watch a show while liking it 100%. To them, a show, like, you cannot criticize a show at all. They can't be any criticisms. There cannot be any downsides to a show. Otherwise, you should just drop it, right? That's how smooth brain they are. They're just watching their fucking slop without their brain. That's just what you guys are. I mean, it's kind of telling. Anyways, yeah, it's a very black and white way of thinking. So, but I mean, if you're here just to get, like, you know, turn into a lol cow, I mean, hey, welcome. Next up, Tensura. Speaking of Tensura, you're either a glazer or a hater. Yeah, that's essentially what it is to them, right? You can't have any criticisms, otherwise you're a freaking hater. Which, I mean, to be fair, with how much I've been criticizing Tensura, I'm definitely leaning more towards hater. But you know, and later this season, it's gonna get better. When it comes time to give Tensura the glaze, I'll give the glaze. I'll speak well about it. It's just that season 3 and 4 haven't really lived up to that yet. I'm sure later we'll get some, but it is what it is. Anyways, Tensura, last time we put it decent. I think this time it's probably gonna move down. Fuck, we put it in mid. Holy hell, did we put it in mid? Fuck. Well, I guess it's staying in mid then. I don't think this episode was really an improvement. Where is it? Tensura. That time I got... It's not dog shit, no. All right, it's not dog shit. But so essentially, I mean, like the entire thing with what was her name? Fuck, this girl. Chat. Does no one fucking know? I was just talking about it. Don't ever forget. Insert. Galenda. Yeah, Galenda. Okay, so following last episode where Rimuru just fucking used Raphael to save Galenda, just like that, and get rid of all the stakes. We had Mirabelle, who's obviously gonna confront Rimuru. We know how that goes, but I mean, I guess her conversation and her perspective is kind of interesting, right? But the problem is, she would be an interesting character, an interesting antagonist, if she wasn't fighting Rimuru. Like, it all stems, this entire anime is just way worse because Rimuru. Like, you know, of course, Rimuru is like a paper thin character, and everyone surrounding him only really thinks about Rimuru. That, like, and all the antags just aren't able to win because Rimuru can just counter all of it easily. So it just results in there being no stakes and no, like, real tension, no real nothing. And I mean, I understand that Tensura isn't exactly trying to be like a high stakes, high stress, you know, drama, all of that. But you can't really get too invested as of right now. In this, who do you actually care about in here? Who do you actually care about? Maybe a little bit of Hinata, maybe Benimaru, but like, again, I pointed out in our reaction that this motherfucker is only here for his NPC line. Like, he's just sitting there the entire time, and just like to say his NPC line of, oh, I was gonna burn all of them. Like, that's it. That's all he does, right? Or it's just Rimuru glazing. They're just here as like props for like pretty fucking figures, right? So I mean, I guess like maybe a little bit of a Rimuru. I mean, like, Rimuru kind of relatable, like he's relatable because he's isekai, but Soe fuck though. Like, everyone else fuck. Like, Hinata maybe, Glenda, I mean, kind of a little bit. Like, I kind of care about it a little bit, but you know, seeing her cool reactions to the food is nice, right? Seeing her reactions to Tempest and her glazing all this stuff is kind of interesting. You know, her telling them the info is like about Gabon and all of that. Yeah, I mean, hey, it all worked out because Raphael was able to lift the curse, and now Rimuru has all this extra information. It was cool, not cool, but it was just eh. And so we're gonna see like the confrontation of Rimuru and the rest with Maribel soon. And I mean, we just know how it's gonna go. Like, I know how it's gonna go. I've read ahead. I read to volume 19, right? But it is just, I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest, the confrontation, there's an interesting aspect to it because Yuki, right? Yuki is like the interesting part. And then there's also something interesting with Milim, but I'm talking about the future. As for this episode, right, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. I think it's kind of just staying in mid. Piglets will eat whatever slop that comes their way. I haven't watched Tensura past season 2. From what I can tell, thanks to you, it's not really worth continuing. Put Tensura at mid tier because you can't understand it. What do I understand? You can say the same about Subaru, clearly biased. What, Subaru being a one-dimensional character? Really? Really? What is, like, can you explain why? Like, what do you disagree with? Like, Tensura, okay, for example, world building, right? Maribel's plan to use economic warfare, stuff like that. That would be cool. That would be interesting. If it wasn't for Rimuru, none of that matters. literally none of her plans matter because Rimuru, Raphael will just boom, fixed, boom, fixed. Like, it is just ridiculous, right? Like, what's the point of any of it? But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Mid. I don't think it's going any higher. I mean, okay, we'll go higher once we get to later stuff, but as of right now, till then, it's just, and also the problem is like with the slice of life with this anime being so heavily slice of life right now, and politics wise, I don't dislike slice of life. I don't dislike politics. There's other anime that I love seeing that in, but in this case, the characters are so just paper thin that it's just not interesting. They're just saying their NPC lines, and that's it. Like that's it. Like for example, can you explain to me the points of like Shion essentially changing and getting new clothes here? Like what was the point? Like she wore clothes and then she comes back with it, but she's supposed to change into her other attire, and she's like, okay, fine, I'll go back and change. Like what was the point of it? Like I don't understand the point of the interaction. It was just there. Like it was just there to add fluff, to add time to the episode. Like does it show you any deep, like anything more about their character than their like surface level stuff that they've always had? Nitpicking final boss? All right, bro. Sure, man. On God, you're right. Okay. Anyways, he's 100% baiting. I think he is. Next up, ReZero. So, last episode of ReZero, we see the two loops. Or three loops and 2 deaths. We see Subaru, you know, getting used to this new world, getting caught up, right? On, you know, he thinks he's isekai'd, but he starts to realize that, in fact, that he's been in this world for a bit. And we're seeing all of their reactions to Subaru. And they're coming to realize how much they have relied on him. And they're constantly comparing this current Subaru against the older Subaru, right? Amnesia Subaru against the previous Subaru. And we see the effect of it on the current Subaru, right? He's like, really? All of these people have been relying on me. They care about me this much. Is that truly me? Like, am I, like, you know, able to do this truly? Like, is me the person I've known this entire time that needs truly a person that they can all rely on, right? So we're seeing his suspicion on that front, you know, open. And then after the first death, right? After the first death, which was kind of horrifying, right? He becomes even more suspicious because he realizes that the previous Subaru hasn't told them about return by death, right? Or not return by death. Prophetic dreams. He didn't realize it was return by death yet. So on that front, we're seeing his, not development, but we're seeing his suspicion grow. And then with the next death, right? Or not before the next death, his distrust of the others also starts to spike because none of them, like most of them don't trust him. They want to leave him behind, right? Besides for Amelia and Beatrice. And that gets exacerbated by the second death, where now he can't trust anyone. He doesn't trust the previous him. He doesn't trust the people around him. And we just see his mental breakdown. We're seeing him slowly being deconstructed piece by piece. And he's starting to realize that this world that he thought wasn't too bad is hell. And we're seeing him reflect upon not washing the mug. And like there's like actual depth to this mug because he left his house, right? Without saying goodbye to his mom, purely because he didn't want to wash the mug. So he's thinking, is this hell that I've been pushed into punishment for being a bad son, right? So it's like he's reflecting upon his previous life. And yeah, I mean, adaptation wise, sure, there's a lot of stuff cut, right? A lot of stuff cut that I wish they included. I wish they included the apparition of the old Subaru, right? Which would, you know, give a embodied version of his suspicion, of his distrust for the previous Subaru. But that's fine. We heard the laughing, right? But next episode, like he decides to leave. But next episode, we're gonna see the ore monster, right? And we see the results, what he finds at the top of the stairs, the top of the stairs. And it's gonna be fucking peak. Mug versus Rimuru, better written. Mug might take it. You should read the Tensura light novel. There's a Watch the Bashinator Tensura. I literally read the light novel, bro. I literally read till volume 19. Like I even fucking like, what the fuck? This is crazy. At this point, I think you need to be. You need a timeout, bro. I'm real. It's just bait. He's a paid agent, maybe. But anyways, top of peak. Side characters are amazing, obviously. They all have depth to them, right? We've seen how much they've developed. For example, Amelia, her reaction to Subaru, right, and the situation is night and day, right? Previously, before her development alone, she wouldn't know what to do, but she's taking agency over the situation. We're seeing how much they all rely and care about Subaru. We see Ram's reaction, right, and how much she's come to rely on Subaru. We're seeing Julius, who's Subaru, who like needs Subaru because Subaru is his only connection to his past life, right? He's lost everything. He's lost his name, he's lost his house or his family, he lost his brother, he lost his sword, his soul is inadequate to face the obstacle in front of him. He lost his lady because his lady isn't even his lady, right? Anastasia is Aridna. He's lost his reputation, he's lost his title. He's not the finest knight anymore. He's a nameless knight. And now the only connection he has to all of that is Subaru. And he's lost that too. How will he bounce back? I'm curious, right? We see one thing which was cut, and that's Shala's reaction to Subaru is exactly the same, which keeps him at rest, right? It is like a comforting feeling because she's treating him the same as always. And will Subaru come to rely on that in the future? I wonder, right? I wonder. You guys will see next episode. But yeah, this is great peak. No issues. OST is amazing. Voice acting absolutely stunning, right? Oh my god, like the dub and the sub. Animation is great. Characters are great. Lore is great. World building is great. Yeah, fuck. I mean, there's nothing like. There's literally no issues. Like the only issues I ever have is because they cut a little bit, right? That I wish they kept. But top of peak. I think some ReZero episodes are just great, but it glazes peak. But this episode truly deserves it. I think all the episodes are peak, low key. Like the only reason I would say like I could see it being lower than peak is because like it's more of an exposition episode. It's not like a highlight. It's not a climax. But I don't think that's warranted. Like if you truly broke down those exposition episodes to like each category, right? If you think about the characters, you think about the dialogue, you think about the lore being like hinted at, it's great, especially with a novel perspective, because I'm able to understand what this one is leading to, what this is building onto, right? And it's building onto perfection. So that's why I always think it's peak. You can call that unfair, I guess, for other series. I haven't read the LN, but at Ellen Historian, do you personally think Arc 7 will be adapted anytime in the future, or will anime end at Arc 6? They're definitely going to continue, but I think there's going to be a massive gap between season 4 and 5. I think there's a massive gap. I hope that in the massive gap, they do well, and I hope they adapt the entire Valakia saga into one arc, right? Into one massive, not arc, into one season, and to one massive season. But it's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit. I think they'll confirm production pretty fast, but production will take a while, especially with the entire like fiasco of Alpha Polis being bought out. Not Alpha Polis, with White Fox being bought out by a rival publisher, being Alpha Polis. And then I think Kadokawa has some internal issues right now with their CEO. I don't know what the hell is going on there, but they'll definitely continue it with how like popular ReZero has become. They're for sure continuing it, but I don't know how long it will take, right? I just wish Kadokawa just poured in more money, right? And got more ReZero content adapted, because there's so much content. But they're doing the bare minimum, so it is what it is. Do you think both Arc 7 and 8 are going to be for season 5? I hope, but I have no clue. Anyways, this is what we have. Next up, COTE. I think we had the confrontation between Nanase and Anakoji. We had the Ichika versus Kushida part, and we had the Ichinose versus the Class 1D and the chairman. Class 1D teacher and the chairman. I'm gonna be honest, I think the Nanase thing was low-key cringe, right? Low-key corny, but I might have been spoiled about her acting and that being something in regards to season 3. But if I was taking it at just face value, her pretending and like LARPing having two personalities is kind of like, what are we doing? This is full Chuni stuff, Chunibyo stuff. The fight was cool, definitely cool. The art production was really good, but it also kind of takes me out that these are high schoolers and they're like jumping fucking 15 feet in the air. Like, what are we doing? But yeah, the Ichika and Kushida stuff. Yeah, some of the dialogue is cringe, but I like Ichika. Ichika's interesting. I really want to see her go against Anakoji in the future. But it's funny seeing Kushida get like put in her place. That is funny. I'm always here for a Kushida hate, right? Yeah, I think this was a great episode. This was just great. I'm having fun. And it's fun theorizing what exactly is gonna happen. Where did we put it last time? Great. Yeah, I could still see great. And I'm also curious as to like what Ichinose is gonna do. Obviously, I don't think she's gonna risk it too much with the Class 1D teacher and the chairman, because they can get, some of her classmates expelled. But yeah, I mean, I have a good feeling that the rest of the season is gonna be good. I think just great. Great is fine. Low-key, respect Kushida's dedication to the act. She's the king of LARPers in COTE. The problem is like Kushida, like, yeah, I mean, she's kind of smart and everything, but everyone around her is just like better. Like she picks the worst enemies. like I don't know, like what is gonna happen to her? I feel like she's just gonna keep getting like bullied, and she's gonna keep being like the lolcow for all of us, which is fine. This is fine in my books. I agree the double persona thing wasn't a good idea, but I like the rest of the episode. Yeah, yeah, that's my only complaint really. Maybe as well with some like Ichika like edginess, but I never watched Class of the Elite. It just seems like an edgy high schooler anime. I just don't see myself getting invested in it Am I wrong? I mean, it can sometimes seem a little bit edgy, but if you're actively watching it and are trying to make, you're trying to like figure out how like each of these very smart characters are going to outplay each other, it's interesting, right? I think Classroom Elite is definitely one of the most entertaining ones to react to. I always look forward to reacting to Classroom Elite, right? Like I look forward for ReZero, obviously. I look forward to this the most. Then Nippon, then Classroom Elite and Witch Hat are like very similar in how much I look forward to them. Maybe like Classroom Elite even more because you can really try to theorize what's going to happen. So it's just fun. It's fun. Sure, it could seem a little edgy, right? But yeah, that's just like the only downside, really. Anyways, great. Does anyone disagree with great? I think this is just like oops. This is just where it deserves. I don't think anyone disagrees, right? Next up, Witch Hat. We had the brimmed hat, absolutely fucking magic mug. Okay, that sounds cringe, but the brimmed hat absolutely fucking destroyed Keyfree in this tracking. I don't know what was Keyfree doing. Keyfree was trying to like track them, right? By using the ink, but he got absolutely destroyed. I'm very curious as to what Keyfree's backstory is. Like he really wants to get back at the brimmed hats, but like, does he want to get back? He wants to track them? He wants to do something to the brimmed hats, but why? What is the connection between Keyfree and the brimmed hats? That's what I'm very curious about. Despite for that, this was a cute episode. Oh, dude, this ending was like, what is Keyfree gonna do? What was his name again? Fuck. Which Hat Atelier? What was the kid's name again? I keep forgetting. Tarta. What is he gonna do to Tarta? And will Tarta confront him about the memory wipe of Null Noah, right? I'm curious. Or is Tarta gonna ask Keyfree to like teach him? Because Tarta's gonna continue being a main character, right? Not main character, but like a relevant character. I feel like Tarta wants to become a witch too. So he's gonna ask Keyfree to teach him or something. Tarta wants to fly? Yeah. Oh, also, dude, this nightmare scene was insane. I love this nightmare scene. I think there's definitely something more to it because the brimmed hat said something like that she's gonna result in like the destruction of the world, something like that, which doesn't seem like something she would dream up in her own nightmare. I definitely feel like this brimmed hat guy is communicating to Coco by her nightmare. Right? There's just so much mystery. There's so much everything. Like the power system is really great too. The, all of like, everyone is like a very interesting character. Like the only person who I don't think is like super interesting is what, like Riche, right? Yeah, Riche. Because that's just like her goal isn't anything. She just wants to be lazy. She doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't have something she's striving for. Unlike Aga and like Coco and the rest. So, but yeah, I think, it's the slice life is good. The production is good. The brush buddy is cute, even though she's definitely working for the brimmed hats and is actually the secret mastermind behind everything. The world building is also really, really interesting. Everything is just good. I think like production wise, this is the best fucking anime of the season, easily. Because the average of this anime is better than the average of anything else. And even the peak. Like I don't think there's any peak that like rivals, like, or peak animation wise that rivals the dragon episode. I think peak. Yeah, I think this is below Nippon though, purely because how standout this last episode Nippon has been, and obviously it's below ReZero because this was just a banger ReZero episode. I'm gonna be honest, like that was just amazing. Yeah, these three always end up on peak, right? Or at least like these are always the top three. Will anything dethrone it? Like dead ass. Will I see like a moments where something gets to peak? I don't think so. Like honestly, I don't think so. Peak low-key T-bait? T-bait final episode liar game? If ReZero isn't in peak, then something went wrong? True. Like, it has to be egregious fuck up by White Fox for ReZero not to be in peak. Like, for season 4 at least, or like arc 6 at least. Liar game. For liar game, we had this I forgot what this game, downsizing game. It's kind of just sad. I'm gonna be honest, seeing Nawo just gets outplayed and tricked is just, what are we doing? What was her name again? Yuji? Her name was Yuji, or his name? And it's just so obvious what's gonna happen. And where is she? Like, what the fuck is Nawo doing while all of them are coming up with a plan? There's like a solid 10 minutes where they're all conversing and Nawo is just who knows where. Like, where is Nawo? Why is she letting all of them just come up, like, talk together without her? And like, Nawo doesn't do anything. When she realizes all this happened, she just cries. She just goes and cries in the lockers. And this guy has to come up. I mean, it was kind of interesting to see Yuji start like beating the fuck out of this dude. I don't like, is that even allowed? Like, what? Like, is this even allowed? Is this a death game anime? No, I don't think anyone's gonna die, but they're gonna go in debt, right? Same shit every episode. Hopefully she gets character development. I mean, we're 8 episodes in and we have no character development. People were commenting like, just wait, bro. Her character development is insane. Where? Is it gonna be episode 50 on season 5? Is that what we're getting the developments? Because where is it? We're 8 episodes in and she's the same old person who's getting tricked by everyone again and again. And we're seeing Akiyama having to run across like the town to go save her. I swear to God, it ends up with her doing absolutely nothing and Akiyama just showing up and saving her at last moments. I'm gonna be so pissed off. Like, the latter game was actually fun when Akiyama was the main character. But if now it was the main character, we're just seeing everyone trick her again and again. Like, she has to have some redeeming qualities that, like, you know, get her through this. Why, just being like pitiful? Is that the redeeming quality? Her just begging? Maybe. Like her being like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of confused. Now we'll go trust the process. How long is this process going to take? Because we're going to be 50 like episodes in. We're going to be so many seasons in. And then finally there's going to be some switch, some slight change to now. Maybe then. But if it were a Squid Game death game, it would be faster. Yeah, now it would be dead, especially alone. With Akiyama would still carry, but like, you know, like the only thing that's keeping me together is Akiyama and like the hope of Akiyama. And I mean, okay, benefits, the games seem interesting. Some of the other characters, like Yuji, whatever her name is, or his name, fuck. You know, he seems smart. Everyone else is kind of an NPC. Low-key, I'm just waiting for now decent. I think it's getting put down to high mid. Yeah, like it had potential. The downsizing game was peak, but because Akiyama was the main character. Actually, I think the ending of the the minority game. That's what I meant. The minority game where he just like, you know, like it was a very simple ending where he just teamed up with the glasses dude. That was but the mind games before that were kind of good. That's always like decent or even high decent. But now we're just back to the you know, finally peak now. Anyways, so last episode with Peak Bait, this was like one of the best fights, you know, seeing Jasmine versus Arthur and seeing how much Arthur has grown really puts you in really puts the perspective of like the rest of the seasons, right? It's just so amazing, like such insane character development. The CGI was really fucking good, like the effects and the impact frames, absolutely amazing. Seeing, you know, the flashbacks. Seeing the flashbacks to like the good old times with Nico, not Nico, with Elijah, Lucas, and Arthur. It hits you in the feels, bro. It hits you in the feels. Like, I was so sad by the Lucas betrayal. Oh my God. I was really rooting for them. Like the 180. So sad. Absolutely fantastic. Only series where novel readers gets to complain, man. Yeah. Like, I'm surprised that novel readers are complaining. Like, you got a perfect adaptation. And people are still complaining. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. They look so happy as friends. Yeah. Like, such a sad, like such a unpredictable betrayal. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I wonder what's gonna happen in the future. I truly wonder. Anyways, top of peak. Anyone disagree? Anyone disagree? Show yourself. If you do, I'll ban you. I do? All right. Ban Epic, man. Get him out. I couldn't agree more. You actually wonder because all the shit that happens is not canon. Needs its own tier? That's the truest thing I've heard all day. All right. Anyways, yeah. That's pretty much it for this tier list. Does anyone disagree with any of the rankings? I'm just hoping the Orbi adaptation doesn't get the T-Bait treatment. It's not. Like, it's getting made by Aniplex. Either gonna be Cloverworks or Ufotable. It's gonna be fine. I think you guys are golden. But yeah, I don't disagree with anything, of course. I don't see any issues. If you want to be super strict, maybe. Besides for that, yeah, I think it's fine. I can't even be strict. Like, even if I'm being strict, I can't really move down anything. I think this is fine. T-Bait's the biggest blight was Tapas being the one to decide, given their history of cutting costs on artists. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to speak about it. But whoever's idea it was fucked up the entire franchise and just threw it all in the fucking garbage. But it is what it is. I mean, like, so Witch Hat is now great. I mean, if I'm being super strict, right? Super strict. I think there's a big gap between Witch Hat's latest episode and Nippon. But even with that, I still think at least low peak. If I was being super strict, then high, great, super high, great, but it can go either way. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye, YouTube. Bye.